Hey guys, how's it going? I wanted to do a quick video today, again on goal setting. So I've spoken before about setting yourself goals which are controllable. So an example would be before every time you receive the ball, scanning over both your shoulders so that you know what's around you. You've got complete control over that. No one else can affect your ability to do that, and it will lead to better decisions when you're on the ball, being more relaxed on the ball as well, to name just a couple of things. But today what I want to speak about is setting goals which are actually clear goals and give you obvious indicators of what you need to do. And I picked up on this one again in the Matchfit squad. Not picking on the player, it's just a good example which I hear a lot. I hear a lot of players setting goals just like this, which are a bit, they don't really mean, or they're not very precise. So they need to actually give you some clear instructions of what you can do in your next match and know and look back and think, did I actually achieve that? So the example was that they need to be more aggressive in the next match. So I'm just walking on like a bit of an ice rink, this mud at the moment. But I'm trying to get outside more, just because, especially at the moment, you don't see many other people, and being stuck indoors all day is no good for you. So I'm trying to come out, do a daily run outside in the countryside, and I thought I may as well do a video while I'm here. So yeah, goals which are obvious and goals which are actually mean something. So the example again I'm using is being more aggressive. So what does that actually look like? How can you look back on your match and think, yeah, I was more aggressive today? So to give yourself more targeted things to focus on, you need to break this down. So let's use an example as of a striker. Say you're a number 9 and you need to hold the ball up when it's played into your feet or in towards your chest, and you need to retain possession of the ball and then play it off to a teammate or go towards goal and have a shot. So some sort of it leads to something, creating something, or either having an opportunity after you do that. Okay, so let's think about that, and let's think about in your last match, you received the ball into your feet 10 times, and 6 times out of 10 you ended up giving the ball away because the defender muscled you off the ball. So that's how you decided that you need to be more aggressive in your next match. Okay, so how can we break that down? Now, if you can have someone to help you in your next match who's watching, and they can count how many times this scenario happens, that's the first thing which will help you. So let's say they're counting and you receive the ball into your feet 10 times. Okay, how many times out of 10 did you retain possession of the ball, and did you bully the defender off of the ball and retain possession? That would be the first indicator. You can actually look back and you've got some actual data to look at and think, okay, that was an improvement on last week, or I gave it away, 9 times out of 10. The second thing is, you might simply just not be strong enough compared to the people you're coming up against. So you might think, in order to be more aggressive, I need to actually increase my strength. So maybe it's a case of getting in the gym and testing what your current strength is like. So maybe you need to increase your upper body strength by 10%. Maybe you need to improve your core strength and the size of your lower body as well, so you've got more stability. Maybe you need to work on your body positioning when you actually receive the ball, so your center of gravity is lower and you can protect the ball more aggressively. So another good exercise, so obviously if you're trying to increase your upper body strength, compound exercises like bench press, pull-ups, bent over rows, things like that, they're all going to help. And bench press is a good one you can use for your 1 rep max, so you can actually see how your upper body strength is progressing. But another good one is for that scenario that I've mentioned, where you're holding the ball up, is wall sits. Okay, because it's about applying maximum force when the muscles aren't lengthening and they're not shortening. Okay, so you could basically decide that you want to do a wall sit for 30 seconds, just load it up by putting some weight plates on your knees and increasing your strength that way. So you start by doing just a wall sit test and seeing what your score is to that, and then in your training progressively adding weight and seeing if you can maintain that position under increasing weight after each session. So there's some actual targeted things you can focus on to help you be more aggressive in your next match in that specific scenario. So again, instead of giving yourself more general goals, which are things like I need to be more aggressive, apply that to specific scenarios. So it might be more aggressive at holding the ball up, or it might be more aggressive in the tackle. So that might be when the opportunity is there to actually go in for a challenge, when you're keeping your eye on the ball, instead of dangling a foot out, you've got to commit and you've got to go all in to winning that ball. So that would be being more aggressive. Okay, so two types of goals that we've spoken about: controllable goals, okay, ones that no one else has an influence on, and also goals which are actually clear and obvious, so you know what they mean and you can actually look back on them and give yourself a little bit of a score after your training session match and see some progress, rather than if they're too subjective, then it's too much down to opinion and it's not gonna help you progress as much. Okay, so I hope this one helped. If it did, again, please share it with your teammates. Sorry, I'm going like through again, it's very muddy here. Please share it with your teammates, and I will catch you very soon in the next video. Sorry guys, just wanted to add to that as well, and in regards to aggression. So I would regard that as well as a state of mind too, some mentality. So what's going to help you have a more aggressive mentality is one example is grabbing a couple of your teammates in your next training session. Ideally, they're actually going to be guys or girls who are bigger and stronger than you, and practice the actual scenario where you feel you need to be more aggressive. So again, that might be holding the ball up when the ball's played into your feet, or it might even be more aggressive in the air. So having one of these, one of your teammates standing in front of you, trying to challenge through a header as you go up for it as well. Practice that actual scenario. Practice being, more aggressive, and that's going to give you more confidence in a match because you know you've actually practiced that, and it's going to carry over into the match, rather than just sort of saying to yourself, I need to be more aggressive, and then trying to be that in the match. Practice the actual scenarios, okay? Another thing you can do, which will help with aggression, nothing to do with the actual specific action, but things like boxing. So being more aggressive, get a punch bag, just practice being aggressive. Obviously you're not going to go into a match and start, punching people, but it'll just sort of condition you to be a bit more physical, a bit more aggressive. And so in relation to that specific example, try and actually practice that specific scenario this week with a couple of your teammates, and I guarantee when that scenario happens in your next match, psychologically you're going to feel a lot more confident about coming out on top in that situation, whether that be holding the ball up, aerial battles, strength in the tackle, whatever the situation is where you think you need to be more aggressive, then practicing is definitely going to help you, because a lot of that is up here. Okay, so again, thanks for watching. I'll catch you very soon.